always putting that,
That's any vacuum.
I know, but it stinks.
Yeah,
Like, it
especially
just
with
comes out in
cats.
your face. And,
Yeah.
but you know how we keep Gypsy, like we bathe her, I mean, and spray her, like she comes in, I wipe her paws off, I have her a little perfume and she gets sprayed. And,
Gypsy's her dog.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
but anyway, Kirby's yours. It's coming out of your check.
So how long have you guys had the Kirby?
Well, it's not paid off.
Okay. So you were saying it's pretty heavy, do you have to change out the like correct pieces at all, or like can you use that all for the same thing?
No, you have to take off that, the,
Trapeze.
yes, and it's
Oh.
heavy and sometimes you can't get it lined up. I mean, and they, anyway, they threw some dirt on the floor and she freaked out.
Oh, they like threw their own dirt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, well, I'm not gonna throw any dirt, I
Yeah.
promise. I'm not
And
gonna
then
add
it
any.
has other attachments to it, but they're so daggone heavy that you can't like a shampoo, like,
Yeah.
but everything's extra and then you have to buy those bags. And they're expensive. They didn't tell us about that, like
Oh,
the,
how
and
much do the bags cost?
gosh, they're about, I think they're like 60 some $70.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then how often do you have to change the bag?
Well, she likes to run it till it gets full, but,
How do you know it's full?
well, but it spooks out.
Oh, wow, it just like poops out. Wow.
It's
So I had a bag
It
now too. It was definitely not a Kirby, but one of my most frustrating things was I had no idea when the bag was full. And like with pets, they actually say bags are better than the canisters because if you have fleas or anything like that, it's gonna trap them. But they kind of live in there too.
Oh,
And the odors, like
Well,
the
and
odors
then
in the
you-
vacuum were really
yes,
frustrating.
and then when you take that out,
Thank you, Josie.
yeah, well,
Those dogs.
I know, I can't live with him, can't live without him.
Right? Well,
Well,
I'm
I
really
can live
excited to show you the rainbow, because what's really cool about the rainbow
Oh,
is
that's
that
cool.
you don't have to worry about the odors anymore. Your water actually traps everything, and it's permanently removed from the home. You don't have to buy any extra filters. There's nothing to change. Every time you put cold water in here, it's a brand new filter for you. So with the rainbow, you never have to worry about buying another filter, changing another filter, or smelling another stinky smell while you clean ever again, which is pretty cool. And then the other thing is there's no added expenses. Like I said, you don't have to buy any filters or anything like
Oh.
that. It's just your
So
tap
what,
water.
what is the filter?
Your water is actually
Oh.
what's capturing everything. So the water traps everything, it stays in there, and then there is a HEPA neutralizer in the back that does capture anything that escapes the water, but that's only 0.03%. So 99.97% clean air is coming out the back here. Now the filter is something that you can wash or change. Typically you only have to change it every other year. It's not something that's a regular thing, and it is something that can be cleaned. So you can clean it yourself as well, but again, it's not something you have to clean regularly. It just depends on how often you clean pets. Obviously, people are going to clean it more often than someone who doesn't have pets, things like that. Or someone who has a cleaning business who's using the system more often. But it's washable and replaceable. So this is the system on high. This is your air pump. So remember that. Oops. So you remember that dust and stuff that we had before? So if you can see it, just let me know. Can you see that? All right there? Yeah. So this is pulling all of that in, right? Now remember as we moved and lived and stir that up, that air just gets pulled right into the system.
It's like a tunnel.
Really cool. Yep. And it traps it in the water. So what's really great is that it traps it in the water and it's permanently removed. So this is the system on low. So obviously,
Oh.
loud, you can tell the big difference. This is the system on low, you can leave it anywhere in your house. So you can hide it in a corner. The ideal location is going to be as close to your HVAC return as possible, if that's an option. Because if you think about it, your HVAC is what right now is filtering the air in your
Right.
home. So that filter is getting, probably you have to change it every month, if not more often. Now, I know you said you had allergies. Do you guys use those fancy filters, or do you use the
Yes.
cheaper ones?
Oh, yeah, we have one of those.
We have the
ones that
big-
stands.
That stands up in the,
Yeah.
we've got one of those in every room actually.
So my HVAC guy actually told me those things are not supposed to be used in the HVAC system. It makes it work too hard. It can't get the air to flow through it, so it makes that HVAC have to work even harder than it needs to. So he recommended getting the cheapest of the cheap, and you think, well, then it's not going to filter. It does its job. You're just changing it every single month. Like
Oh.
instead of having it be in there for 3 to 4 months, it's going to help your HVAC work a lot more. But what's great about the Rainbow is that because the Rainbow is filtering the air, this runs 24 hours a day on low. It circulates the air 6 times in that 24 hours. You
Wow.
can run it on high to circulate the air 1 time in that 1 hour, up to 3,000 square feet. Cool?
That-
So because this is filtering the air, this is pulling in all those dust, dirt, and allergens, your HVAC is no longer having to do the dirty work. So we actually moved last July. I replaced the filter in September, and from September to May, we literally had not an ounce of dust on the outside
Wow.
of our filter cover.
Yes.
You know, the HVAC cover.
That metal
So we
thing.
kept forgetting to change it. And I'll show you a picture in a little bit. But when I took it off, I was really surprised because winter is one of the heaviest times that you really have to change it more often because we're running our heat and everything is dusty and whatnot. So that's the system on low. And then if you guys dust, typically you see that settle about an hour later, right?
Yeah.
So what's really great about the Rainbow system is when you dust with it, you're eliminating it. So it's not getting back into the air. You're not stirring it like most cleaning appliances do. It's actually being removed. So you're cleaning more efficiently, your cleaning time is decreased, and now you're not having to clean as often because you're actually doing it the first time around, which is pretty cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is a little demonstration of what a typical cleaning system does. So with your typical cleaning system, your vacuum, you have a filter, right?
Mhm.
So this little guy I'm going to put on the back, and what I'm going to show you at the end of this demonstration is that no matter what we get inside the rainbow water, this is going to be completely clean, okay? So you see this is nice and clean?
Yes.
Get those little dusters off of there. We're going to put this right here. And then what we're going to see is going to be nice and clean at the end of this.
Smell how good that smells.
And you can use all of those scents and that fresh air in the rainbow system as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And do you guys do essential oils at all? Okay. If you do, you want it to be 100% pure.
Yes. Oh, you can put it in that?
You can put it in both systems, yes, but you just want it to be 100% pure. Okay, so the second one, again, nice and clean.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is going to show us what we're actually breathing in and what's attaching to our lungs. So because our lungs are wet, I am going to get the cloth wet, and this is going to show us not only what's getting into the air, but what our lungs are actually breathing. So you know this was clean, we filled it with tap water, we haven't used it at all yet, so we're going to put this right there. There you go. And then the next one is going to show us what a normal filter does. So this is nice and clean. I'm sorry, what gets into the air. So as we're vacuuming, in order for a vacuum to work, it has to push dust and dirt back into the air. So everything needs airflow. So once that filter gets clogged, which is your bag here, that's why we smell it, because it has to be pushed back out in order for that suction and that power to happen. So that's why we smell that. So we're going to see what actually gets out into the air while we're cleaning. Well, there we go. And then the last one is going to represent our filter. So the filter, because it has pores, even like the bag vacuum right here, the pores hold on to that dirt and dust, which is where bacteria grows in between uses and where those odors linger as well. Now I've had a few Kirby clients, and most of them do say that odor is one of the
It's
biggest
bad.
issues. One was their closet. It was their front closet where their guests would put jackets, and she said she was always embarrassed because she would be like, hey, give me your jacket, you go in the house, and then I'll like put it away. Yeah, so, okay, that is your filter, and my little handle is right here. Alrighty. So I'm gonna give this to you, and this is for the rainbow to play, not for you to play, so hold on to that. And then I'm gonna give this little guy to you. This is gonna show us our airflow, that's gonna show us our cleanability. When I come to you, if you can just hold it tight in one corner for me. Okay, perfect. So with every cleaning system and a brand new filter, we have suction, right? We have airflow, and we have clean filter. Perfect. And then once
We have some carpet right over there.
oh yeah, I'll use that. We can do it on hard floor too, but I like to use the power tool for the hard floor. It's just a little bit easier. I'm gonna come right over here. So you hear the system working
pulling out the stuff.
So the problem is with our filter, it holds onto this. Okay, so this is your filter. So if you open that up right now, all of this would be on the lining of that bag. So because it holds onto it,
And on
it
my
has
face
to.
too.
So, okay. That's gross.
Breathe.
So because it distracted me. So because that is clogging the filter, that airflow gets restricted. So just like any filter, once it gets dirt and dust, the airflow can't go through it as easily, right? So now we gotta look at what's actually getting into our air.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you see that?
Yes.
Right. So that was just from that small little square, right?
Holy cow.
So if you multiply this times cleaning your entire home, that's a lot of dust, dirt, and allergens that's being reintroduced to your home while you're trying to clean, right? Pretty crazy. So if you can eliminate that
Oh,
from the air, that's something that would benefit you, your home, and your health, correct?
correct.
Awesome. So now let's take a peek at our lungs. So remember I told you I put this on the inside, so you can see what this does to our lungs.
Oh my gosh.
Now this is the same dirt, and if you think about it, this has gone through two filters, because this went through the first filter, and this went through this filter, and this is what made it all the way to our lungs,
Right.
right?